Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with the warning, not music today. We got vlog 23 and this should be about chapter 1 and 2, or at least they released it after chapter 1 and 2 of Queen of the Murder Scene. I usually do music on this channel, but this has of course to do with music, with the journey I'm on, and let's check it out. So without any further ado, grab some popcorn and we'll check it out.
Hello again!
Hey guys! Link, baby. Okay.
He doesn't want to be here.
What's up,
Say
guys?
hi.
Link says hi.
Yes. Okay, so in this vlog, we're gonna be talking about our new music.
Yay!
Woo! Okay, so chapter 1 and chapter 2 are out already, and we are so extremely happy that you're liking it.
Yay.
Guys, you have no idea. Like, all your comments touch our heart. Like,
Yeah, we have read everything.
try to read them all.
We're really
you write
happy
a
that
lot,
you're
guys.
liking it. In this vlog, we're gonna cover like chapter 1 and chapter 2 because we haven't made a vlog for chapter 1. So
Yes.
basically, this is like new music vlog.
Yeah.
So, let's start.
Chapter 1,
Yeah, let's start with chapter 1.
which is Crimson Queen.
It's Crimson Queen.
Ugh.
And the one. And the
And
one.
the one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Those
So that's how they pronounce it. I can't even remember how I pronounce it. Ugh. I forgot.
It's Crimson Queen.
Ugh.
Great song.
And the
And
one.
the one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Those are like those songs have cool stories.
Yeah.
Crimson Queen is Danny's song.
Yeah.
Danny wrote the lyrics. It's Danny's song.
That's kind of like it's a nice story because, well, that song was not gonna be on the album.
What's that?
Yeah.
Mm.
I have been writing that song for like a lot of time, and it was just like my song to kind of just learn how to, how do I say, like, produce something. It's something I like to have fun with. Like, I recorded myself on Pro Tools and then started adding guitar, starting adding voices, and just like figuring out. I did like 7 different demos of that song.
And when
Wow. Yeah, that's, I'm a writer myself and, doing drafts, and sometimes you work on something and you think like, this is never going to make it out there. And sometimes that's the most freeing kind of work, because if you're not dealing with expectations like, oh yeah, the readers I have expect this from me, or the audience I have expect this from me, and then you work in sometimes constraints because you're writing to expectations, but when you don't, then you're free. And of course I have not got hundred thousands or millions of fans like they have. It's just super tiny little audience here in Belgium, but I understand that it's freeing, and you work on different drafts, and you keep editing and changing lines, and a lot of fun. It's fun to learn about their creative process, and the one wouldn't have been on this album.
Just, like, figuring out. I did like 7 different demos of that song. And when I finished, I just
she showed it to
like,
us, and
showed
I
it
was
like. Do you
I was
remember this song?
I was mind blown because I remember when Danny had it like very like a rough start, and like I was just mind blown. I really loved the song, and Danny doesn't like usually start songs, so when this one was just like,
so like
wow.
When people like it, it makes me extremely happy. Like, you have no idea, because it's kind of like a big stepping stone for me. Like, I am used to writing with them, but
that was
writing
her own
on my own
so that
is...
was because writing on your own is it's like a very hard thing, honestly.
Yes.
I don't even write on my own. I mean, I start songs, but I don't finish it. I basically just have chords, a very basic idea of what I want to do, and I immediately go to my sisters. A lot of people are saying like, I write all the songs. Guys, seriously, there wouldn't be one single song on this album if the 3 of us hadn't like wrote together. And most of the songs
I like that. It's a real collaborative effort, and they can brainstorm with each other, and you got a basic idea, you got a few chords, and then start brainstorming and say, oh man, this might be a great line or idea, or the structure of the song, or whatever, how they do it. I like that. I was wondering that in the previous video. It's probably not even published yet, so here I got a little bit of an answer. Like, I was wondering, did they outline the whole thing? But if there's a song that is, you know, written by herself, by Danny, and then they made it fit into the story, but maybe they'll reveal more. So we'll see. But that's interesting. I've always wondered how it would be with a creative, collaborative partner to write something together and like, oh, this is an idea, great idea or not, maybe. And then they can tell you and start writing. You know, I just do everything on my own as a novelist. But yeah, I wonder how that would be. I think that would be fun.
This album, if the three of us hadn't like wrote together, and most of the songs, some of them I started them, but most of them we actually started them and wrote them together.
Yep.
And sure, sometimes I write more lyrics, but it's not that I write all of them. I just write like a little bit more, but that's
especially since like the making of a song has a lot different
of layers. Because
stages.
exactly, because maybe I have like 3 chords, but then I take it to them, and then suddenly we have 12 chords, and it
yeah,
it's a very long and complicated process.
From the writing to the mixing to the mastering, like everything.
And production wise, it's
Crazy.
just a very hard process, and we always do it together. It's always the 3 of us. And a lot of songs, like if you compare it to 21st Century Blood, a lot of the songs on this album, we actually started them together while we were writing like in our basement, and
awesome.
we were just like in the instruments, and we started them there. So, and I think you can hear it. You can hear that there's really like the 3 of us there in every single song. So, so basically, and then what's the second song? Oh God!
That's the where the name came from, because every time we like try to work on that song, it's like ugh.
No, basically that song, Danny started it.
Yes.
She had it as a song for a long time.
Yeah,
song.
I was just jamming out one day, and that riff, just like came out of nowhere, and I was like, yeah, it was mainly a guitar riff. Like the guitar was gonna start the song, but then we put it onto the bass.
But basically that song started off as a very different thing.
It was
extremely
really
different.
Really
different. And we struggled. That's the song that we struggled most on the album.
We did
so many versions of it. Like we did more. I think we did kind of like 20 versions. Yeah, basically, it was so many,
and every one of them different lyrics, different melodies, different.
Oh, in the studio, we actually finished a ton of lyrics.
Like,
we did it like the day we recorded.
Oh my God, I'm remembering the old lyrics, and God.
We even did.
It's so much fun to watch him talk about this and hear him talk about this, because you can see the passion. You can see, you know, when an idea or when a memory hits, and yeah, struggling with a certain element of your work, and you don't want to, because it's, you know, it's going to be hard and struggling, but then when it comes together, you know, it's so fulfilling and satisfying. And then they, like I talked about titles in one of the other videos, because I wanted to give them props on the titles that they chose. And that's amazing to see, like, how this title came about. Like, oh, do I have to work on this song again? Oh, yo, I love this so much.
A parody. It was like the
don't know how to keep it stable, hearts and bagels.
Or bacon,
bacon. We were hungry that day.
But basically, that song had 1,000 versions of it, and we barely finished it. And we did have a couple of like tentative.
We were kind of sick of it.
Yeah, we were sick of it. I was.
You know what?
Let's just keep the name Ugh. We didn't really want to change it. And
Fire.
We didn't know
and we didn't found like another name. Fine. Sorry.
And we did a lot of versions for and one of those versions turned out to be the one. And the other one, it's The Sacrifice.
Yes.
So basically 2 songs came out of trying to fix
Ooh, well, see, hey, that's cool. So something comes out of it. Yeah, that's cool. Sometimes you can cut away a few lines or a bridge or a chorus or whatever it may be, and fit it into another song. Hey, come on. I love this so much. You know, I'm gaining insight into their minds, into their creative process. And I can relate with many of the things they say, so that's beautiful to see, man. But the fact is, they are so young while doing this. That's amazing. I just can't even. You know, I had much imagination when I was young, and I always thought I want to be that, but I never took action. You know, I waited 20 years to do so. It's crazy. That is amazing, yo. So much respect for the three sisters here.
Yes.
So basically, 2 songs came out of trying to fix.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the one. Okay, the one. The one is it's a very. I started the song on the piano. Wait, what? How does it start?
Wait.
Do anything to make that's a sacrifice. Okay, thank God chapter 2 is released because I would you. Okay, so basically,
Spoiler
the one
alert.
started. Oh, this is a very interesting story actually. The one started was only piano.
Yeah,
it was an only piano piece
only
that
melody.
I had, and then I had some lyrics. This song was not even gonna be in. I mean, at first it didn't even fit in the story, and then we started adding different aspects to the story. We added like the whole stalker kind of thing. So now that's so now the one could like get in there in the concept. So basically, I had a song on the piano, and I had a different chorus for it. Basically, the chorus for the sacrifice used to be the chorus for the one.
Yeah.
But then we started working on the one, and we didn't like the chorus, and we put it like on standby, and we started working on it.
We really did like a whole Frankenstein.
Honestly, all the songs are like very Frankenstein-ish. But the one is a very fun song, and it's one of the few songs where I started like experimenting with chords. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in 21st Century Blood, most of the songs have the same
chord progression.
No, the same 4 chords basically.
So and a
different keys. So when we started writing this album, we were like, we need to change
get away from
that formula. We really need to get away from that. And since I started,
although I mean, it's kind of weird. People tell us like it's so weird that each song in 21st Century Blood sounds so different,
but have like the same chord progression.
Yeah, but many popular songs do have the same chords, right? There's only so many chords, but yeah, what you do with it, and that's amazing to see, like, and hear that people say, "Wow, the song sounds so different," and they do, and to know that, you know, that's the way it is. And like with writing is the same thing. We have so many similar archetypes and story structures, and you know, all things almost have been written, but it's putting your own spin on it, your own experience. You slap it on, you put a twist on, and that makes it unique, and that's beautiful. That's the creative process, man. I love it. Come on.
Each song in 21st Century Blood sounds so
different, but have like the same chord progression, so and that's really fun. I take pride in that we actually could make it sound different.
Yeah, it's like we could do it.
But okay, so basically the one that it has like modulation.
A modulation.
So we were really proud of that we could start like incorporating new elements to our music
of things we learned. Yeah, we have been applying a lot of like new things we have learned.
Oh, and you remember one song that we went into the studio to change only one phrase? The one. It was the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will tell you. Yes. I'm gonna say the lyric. Okay. It was. Is it all in my head? Was it something you said that let my heart explode?
No, is that made my heart explode?
That was the lyric.
Okay, and made my heart explode was the lyric. But then we returned to Monterey, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, left my heart exposed," and we were like,
"Wait, it doesn't
that's
say
not
that."
the lyric." And she was like, "Oh, I thought that was the lyric," and we were like.
But
let's change it. I mean, that's perfect.
Hey.
So but we were not the.
Hope you give your mother some writing credits on that song. Just kidding.
Like, let's change it. I mean, that's perfect. So but we were not very happy because we were like, we have to go back and record one phrase. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so you had to go back for mixing. And
stuff.
So yeah, we
took advantage of that.
Yeah, aprovechamos. I don't know how to say it.
Took advantage of that. Okay.
So and now this is gonna be a long vlog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. So
oh my god, it's already 9 minutes.
Okay, so when
chapter 2.
Oh wait. Oh. So we have like this whole concept, right? But it was a very long process to get it like to where it is. At first, it was not even a complete story. It was just about. I was just writing about. You see that I'm writing characters. I was just basically writing about a character who killed people, which is not nice. I know. I'm sorry, guys. But
It's fiction.
I mean, I just had like that idea, and then when I took it to Danny and Ellie, we made it so
We
much more
shaped
than
it.
that. Thank God. Thank you for fixing
Yes.
that. And then we showed it to our parents, and my dad was like, you know what? Like, we should totally make this like a novel, you know? So that's why we really like. My dad was like, let's release it like in
Thank you, Daddy.
EPs so people can actually like get the
Every
the story. 'Cause
part of
if
the
you
story.
skip a song, maybe you don't understand the whole concept. And he was like, yeah, let's release it in chapters and everything. And we were just like so psyched about it. And then he was like, oh, you know what? Let's do an artwork for like every
Each
single song. And we're like,
Dad, you're a genius.
hell yeah. So that's basically
Hell
what we
yeah.
did. And then we took it to Rudy, and then we started like working on it as a team. And then we worked with Gretel, and I mean, everything just worked out fantastically.
Yes.
And we're so glad that everybody's like liking the whole concept of it. Yeah, we're so grateful for Endeavor coming up with that, because imagine if we had just released it like that. No, thank God
Yeah,
we're
no.
releasing it in
We're
chapters.
doing this. I'm sorry that we're leaving you with doubts and like intriguing
Cliffhangers.
what the-
We're leaving you
I'm with
cliffhangers.
yeah, a little bit of mystery.
Hey.
Yeah, but I think that's fun, you know?
Yeah.
It keeps
Yeah,
you
man.
there.
It's
So
fun
that's
for
cool.
us.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
for us. Okay, so basically, so now, chapter 2. And
Not always fun for the reader, the listener, or the person who's watching, especially if you have to wait long. I don't know how long it was between releases, but sometimes with books yeah, I gotta admit, there was a cliffhanger on my first book too, and not everyone enjoyed that. Hey, but they only had to wait like 8 or 10 months for the second one, maybe even less. So, yeah, hey, come on. I like these girls a lot, man. You think alike. That's amazing. I need to get to the rest of this album.
Fun for us.
Yeah, at least for us. Okay, so basically, so now, chapter 2. And chapter 2 is basically, should we, yeah, we should explain the story. I mean,
No, wait.
okay, we won't explain the story
Yeah,
then.
because
So basically,
we
chapter
have to be a
spoilers.
little more evil.
Okay, so chapter 2
I like it.
is, what songs are they? It's
Stalker.
Stalker, Red Hands Never Fade, and The Sacrifice.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take it out here. I'm gonna explain the name. Okay, so Stalker was a song that I started before I had we had the concept of
Yes.
the whole
Album?
I remember
I was gonna say the name.
we
and I was
changed
like,
the
"Woo!"
chords of that one.
The chords?
Yeah, I remember that we were sitting. Of course we did. Oh my god.
Oh yes, we did the chords. I remember. Yeah.
I was like.
Okay, so
Oh, it changed, like,
I remember that I was in piano class,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like we played piano lessons, potato. Okay, so basically, I learned these new chords, which is basically the cliche that goes in the piano at the beginning.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I really liked it, and I wanted to make a song with that. And the chords just sounded like really creepy. So I was like,
That
know that
song
I'm
is
not
creepy.
good at writing love songs. So basically, I had the mentality of like writing a creepy love song, which is basically what
love
came
it.
out. And then after like, I couldn't finish Stalker. So basically, we took it together, and when we started adding the music, it was just so creepy.
Yeah.
It was
Facts.
it was disturbing. It was uncomfortable, which was
That was
everything
creepy,
that we
man.
wanted it to
The
be.
guitar
Yes.
feedbacks.
Yeah, we
are
were
like,
when we were,
so
recording
happy.
that, because like our rough drafts.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm late to the party, but if they ever watch my reaction video, I was creeped out. I think I was wrong. I didn't know that they actually, the queen murdered the character or was talking to a dead person. So I wasn't completely right about everything, but I felt the creep vibes. That for sure.
I'm so
Recording
happy.
that, because like our rough
Yo.
drafts.
Like,
That was great, man.
yeah, like our
A demo.
that's the word.
demos, or like really like have everything.
Yeah, that
Every single detail.
put a lot of time
Oh
into our
yes,
demos.
we
Yeah, so-
produce our demos.
So
like,
when we
to
were
100%.
recording the guitars, we were like,
Yeah, those riffs and everything, everything just like felt
Actually,
perfect.
those feedbacks are from the demo. Like we didn't want to change anything.
Yeah,
Like we were so used to
the
them,
pianos.
and they
Too. I remember
so
I was
good.
recording the pianos, and we put like
A reverb.
it was I don't know. We took out a lot of like I don't know. I remember what I did on the piano, but I remember that I made it like wet, like the song was wet and like very like distant, and we just loved it because it felt reverb. Then I'm sorry. So and it felt like really good. I mean, like,
I love how they correct each other sometimes. You know, when they mispronounce a word. That's how sisters do and friends do. They're not only sisters, but they're colleagues, they're friends, they're family. I love it. I love it.
Reverb. Then I'm sorry.
So beautiful.
So and it felt like really good. I mean, just like you know what? Let's just leave it like that. And but thanks to Stalker, like Stalker is a reason that like we were able to incorporate a lot more songs, and the story got like kind of more like developed. So
Facts.
and
I
after
mentioned that. True.
It's Red Hands Never Fade. Red Hands Never Fade is actually a really cool story about like
Hey,
2-3
I got
years
red
ago,
hand here.
I had
It's a
like
birthmark.
the phrase "Red Hands Never Fade." I did a doodle on a notebook with a hand. That is I do not know how to draw. I'm sorry, but it's a really bad drawing, and it just said "Red Hands Never Fade."
It looks like
and
you did like a hand in chocolate or something.
Yeah, it was a really bad drawing. But then I came back and I just started like writing some stuff, and I just left it there for a very long time, and I did not like pick it up again. And then when we were doing like we were trying to pick up songs that could fit here, and then we grabbed and we were like, "Red Hands Never Fade," like sounds like it could fit here.
And this
100%.
story.
Yeah, and then we started working on it, and it just turned out like really. My favorite like part is like the whole to tell you to tell me to tell you.
Yeah.
I loved like that's.
And I always got it wrong, like
You
recording.
said like to tell
Tell
you.
you?
No,
No,
to tell me to tell you to tell me.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, you always like switched it up.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite phrase. I
it's gonna
felt
be
so
fun,
proud
right?
of that. That's really
I know.
cool.
I know.
And
Then
it was that song was really hard to write. I remember that. Do you remember like the really long songwriting sessions that we
Yeah,
had?
we
just
spent, like,
trying
2
to finish
hours.
those lyrics.
Yes.
Because the lyrics for the verses were
Oh
no, but wait, that's
no.
another
We,
song.
no, no,
we
no,
also-
we
it was
also
before.
we
It
have
was
a ton
before.
of songs that we
Okay.
took
It
a
was
long
before
time
we
to
went
write
to
the
LA
lyrics,
and
but
everything.
Red Hands Never Fade was one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, but that song is and that song is really it's the most tiring song to play, cause
for you.
it's really fast
For you.
and I'm doing
like,
eighth notes on the
Well,
right
my
hand
notes are
all the
also
time.
fast.
And in the bridge, I'm doing 16 notes. So it's basically my right hand is doing this the whole song.
Dang.
It's so tiring, but it's really fun to play.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
a really
I was
cool
gonna
song.
say which one was for me, but it's still not.
No,
out,
it's still
so
not out,
I
so-
was like, woohoo.
Okay, and the next one is The Sacrifice, which is really weird to call it The Sacrifice. 'cause,
Great line.
Okay, let me explain a little bit about the background of The Sacrifice. Basically, I remember we were doing you know the Patreon rewards where we write lyrics.
Oh yeah, we were writing.
The
I
lyrics
remember.
for like one of the Patreon rewards, and I was listening to my K-pop playlist, and I remember I was.
Oh, Danny was having a party.
Oh,
at the
you
house.
were in a party outside.
Yeah, I was like,
and,
what do I?
and
I didn't remember this.
Ale and I were writing the
Oh,
lyrics.
it was that day.
It was
Yeah,
that day.
it
So
was.
basically,
Oh, wow.
I had my headphones on and I was listening to my K-pop playlist, and a song.
No,
I'm
don't
not
say the
gonna
name,
say the
I'm
name, but basically a song came on and I was like, whoa, this is really cool. And I was just like felt like really inspired to go to the piano. And basically
And I was like,
I had okay. And I started like playing and stuff just like came out like really well. And I had like the verse part 1 was what the first thing that came out. But the second part of the verse,
Please don't.
no, that's the first part. The second part is the that was from another song that I had that we didn't even use. I just grabbed that part. I didn't even show it to you guys. That song was horrible, but that part was good. So
Yeah, I thought that was
Hey.
like the original.
so I placed it.
Yeah, like you said, sometimes you can do a Frankenstein and cut and paste, and you know, sometimes you have a great line and doesn't fit in a certain thing. But he's, oh man, I love that line so much. You just keep it on the back burner until you can use it somewhere, maybe adjust it a little bit. I love that, man. I love that. And you can see, like, yeah, she was inspired by hearing a certain song, and that's where inspiration comes from. You know, many people always ask, where do you get your ideas from? And they always ask that question to artists. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it could be a bird flying, you know, sometimes it could be a line in a song or a single word somebody says, the way they say it. And it starts a whole, you know, chain of ideas, a chain reaction, you know, observation, you know, just know when they come, the ideas. That's the real skill, just recognize an idea. It's not so much where they come from, but just when they come, recognize it, write it down, or, you know, talking into your phone, whatever you may do. Hey, man, I love this. I've learned a ton here, and I get inspired by it, and I get energy of it, and I wanted to listen to it more. And for now, I also want to say, like, the songs that I've heard, you know, there's no bloat. What I mean, there's no filler. The story is tight. Every song that's in there for now should be in there. There's not one that you can leave out. Like, sometimes you can write and you can say, man, you could have cut 200 pages off that book, or 20 minutes off that movie, because there was stuff in there that shouldn't be in there. So it's tight. I love that.
And we didn't even use it. I just grabbed that part. I didn't even show it to you guys. That song was horrible, but that part was good. So
I thought that was like the original.
So I placed it there, and I was like, okay, this is sounding good. And the one more simple question came out when we were with Nick Littlemore
in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I remember that he gave us some chords. He was like, write like a very short song with this, and that's what came out. And Nick told us, like, whatever came out here in that session, you can use. Like, it's yours. Use it on your songs. So we found out that it fit perfectly there. And we were like, you know what? Let's use that. And the chorus, it was the one from the one. But that chorus actually came out after, like, the same, like, K-pop influence, which is really weird, because you guys keep telling, like, oh my god, I hear this type of influence here, I hear this type of influence, and it's just really funny for me, because, I mean, I look at the list of influences that we had, like, what we were listening to when we were making this album,
you were like,
and it's the extreme opposite. We really, like,
it makes no sense, because what we do sounds nothing
like what we listen to.
Yeah,
I mean,
at all.
Our
we
album,
grab, like, tiny things we like.
That we like, and we try to,
make
like,
it our own.
And we make it our own.
Of course.
Basically, what we were listening to was a lot of, like, Japanese rock and a lot of K-pop, and that's
and of course what we always listen to.
Like My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, and stuff like that.
But it's like but I think that whole jumble of stuff that we listen to, like, it's like we're like a melting pot, and everything just, like, comes out like a very unique sound at the end.
And so like each one of us has a very unique sound.
So it even makes like even more.
So
so basically the sacrifice was called Gracias K-pop.
So we always said gracias, it's thank you.
Like, so we basically called it gracias until we were recording it.
It's still weird for me to
call it the sacrifice.
It's always like gracias. Like live when we
at least when we practice it here, it's like Ale tells me, like, what song is next, and I say gracias. It's not the sacrifice, it's gracias. But the sacrifice has to be like my third favorite song from the album. I love it so much.
Song.
Your third favorite song. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just so proud.
Okay.
I used to be so stuck with chords, but those chords, we really just went out of the shell with that.
Yeah.
We have, like, that one. Yeah, on the piano. I worked a lot on those chords. So, I mean, that modulation from the pre-chorus to the chorus, I was just so proud of that. It was just like, oh my god, it's so
the
different.
Second chord from the pre-chorus, it's like,
yeah, because instead of doing it minor, and, like, if we did it minor, it would have stayed it would be diatonic. It would have been inside the scale. But since we did it major, it's no longer in the scale. So it sounds like kind of like dissonant. I love that. I was just so proud. And so that's what, and just musically, I love all the riffs.
Oh, yeah.
I have, like, my favorite part is the pre-chorus. The second pre-chorus. And
yeah, oh yeah, fun fact, the last songs we wrote were Dust to Dust, the one, and the Sacrifice.
And the Sacrifice was also another, like, result of us trying to fix Oh my god, the vlog is 21 minutes.
We're so sorry, guys.
Okay, but quick thing, I mean,
I love it. I love it.
It was like, okay, so we had a lot of fun recording this. I recorded the pianos, and it was really fun recording those. But live, that's gonna be fun. I really. But with the piano, you're doing it on the guitar.
Yeah.
And it sounds so cool. I love it. I personally really like it. And
Thank
then the
you.
one, I mean, we're using a track because it's not like we're gonna stop playing to go and play the piano. Yeah, but we're really, really glad that you're liking it. I hope that when we finish releasing the chapters, we can sit down and explain to you what the story is about.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited about that.
After Lunario.
Yeah, after Lunario. And
although I gotta say, guys, most of you are getting pretty close. Well,
I mean,
sometimes.
it's not a very complicated story.
It's not very complicated.
It's a very easy story to follow, honestly.
Before I forget, sorry. We have seen that a lot of you guys have doubts about Nada Mas Records. We are not signed with a label. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like it's our own like
it's our
sello de. I don't know how to say it.
It's our sello de.
Our sello.
Symbol, like our symbol for.
No.
The thing is, like,
release
if
it
you
when we're
Google
later.
it, like,
Nothing's
you're not
gonna
gonna
come out.
find anything.
It's not a record label, guys. Don't worry.
We're still
It's-
very independent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just to be independent, but
with a brand.
yeah, basically, that's it.
Yeah.
So Nada Mas
So, yeah.
Records, it's still us.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
it's
guys.
and the name is from an inside joke that we have
That we have
with
with
Rudy.
Rudy. So yeah, guys, we're really
Yeah,
happy
don't worry about that.
you're liking it. Stay tuned because chapter 3 it's not long till it comes out. Don't worry.
Which sounds like
So-
just like.
Okay,
I don't understand
so
anything.
the
Secrets.
next songs are one of my are a few of my favorites, and I think it's you guys are. I think chapter 3 you're gonna like it a lot. I think it's gonna be one of your favorites.
I get it now.
You're gonna like it.
It's okay.
So
I'm still missing one song, though.
this chapter, this block has gone on for way too long. So we're gonna say goodbye, guys. And when chapter 3 comes out, we'll
Tell you all about it.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Peace. Hey, I enjoyed it. They went on, but that's the beauty of it. When you see and hear them talk about what they love, you can actually hear the passion, feel the passion, how much they love it. Because you always come up with new things to say because you've been doing it for so long. You love it so much, and and this and that, and you want to share that with the world. That is a beautiful thing. I'm so glad that I saw this and I got a little more insight into their creative process and just, them as sisters and people. Of course, this is, it was probably a few years ago, but it's great to see them talk about their art, which they are clearly so passionate about, and they're so good at it too. And they are learning, as they said, and that's amazing. Keep learning, keep improving. And that's how you get so good. And they started early, so where are they going to go? It's up from here, and they will keep improving. Amazing. I'm looking forward to the rest of the album, man. Like I said, it's a great concept. It's great writing. And it's like a novel. It listens. It's like a novel in music form. Beautiful. So yeah, thank you. I'm not going to keep you any longer. For the people that have stuck around, I truly appreciate it, and telling me about the warning and all the songs. Yeah, this was great. I enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. Peace.